Okay, this video is strictly for unmasking any abuse that happened in your childhood. But this is for certain signs. This is for the sign of Aquarius, the sign of Cancer, the sign of Capricorn, and the sign of the Leo. Okay, we're going to unmask. It's time right now for the mask to come off and for you to find out exactly some different things that happened to you and why your life turned out like it turned out or whatever. But the main thing is finding out what happened, right? What happened to make things like it is. And we talking about what happened, not just what happened, but with your sibling, right? Even your parents, if they included, but your siblings, your parents, or whatever it may be. Okay? If you have a problem with one of your siblings and you want to know what the problem is, why didn't we bond, what's going on here, this is for you. So just go ahead and just sit back and just listen, okay? Because it's time for the unmasking. Here we go. Mask off, and it's going to stay off. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Universe gave me some decks before I came downstairs, because so you want to hear me say the decks before I put them on the table. Okay, let's flow. Universe. This one jumping out. Let's just flow with this one. Number 12 of Healing of the Soul. Number 4 of the abuse deck. I'm asking universe to put anything on the table to explain anything as far as when you was young. Any kind of abuse that came to you when you was young. Follow me. Signs of Aquarius, Cancer, sign of Capricorn, and the sign of the Leo. We're dealing with you and dealing with a sibling, right? Your parents included too, because they are your parents, but we're dealing with a sibling here. We're dealing with abuse in any form, verbal or whatever. Everything is not sexual abuse, verbal, physical, or whatever it may be. It's time to unmask, because everybody right now, 2022, it's time you know what you need to know. It's time to get out of whatever it is and heal. Who don't want to tell you whatever, the universe going to bring it out in the cards and let you know. Okay, let's do it. Okay, look at that. Shoot, look. Boy, God, good. God know the decks and what's in the decks. I don't know what's in my decks, right? Because I've got all my cards mixed up. Look what God know what's in the decks. See this card? God knew this card was going to be in when God told me a certain deck. Okay, it's on. Look, he beat me so much. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Somebody, sibling, beat you so much. What happened? We got the same mother. Okay, let's flow. Let's see what happened here. Okay, universe told me 3, so I'm going to do 3 actual storylines. I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do another one. Whew. I really don't feel good, but I was led upstairs to do this, right? I say I'm going to do this storyline. If I don't feel well or not, I'm just going to do it. Look at that. That card I picked up said it's vital that I bring favor to it. Deep. Thank you, universe. Look at this. Somebody gonna say they sorry, but okay, it came right back out. I might have stuffed it back in, but God brought that thing back out. Look, somebody said they were sorry, but oh well, right? Okay. I saw 14, so maybe somebody was 14. Maybe somebody was 14 and they did something to that sibling. Maybe you was 14 and somebody did something. You did something to someone. I don't know. Let's flow. Okay, we need one more. That's just the universe. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's the skin disorder card. Okay. The mice sadistic. Okay. Deep. 14. That 14 just want to be a part of your storyline. Let's sit it there for a minute. Let's flow. Let me just... Just going off the cards on the table. It says that universe want you to bring favor to it. Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, and the sign of Leo. To what is valid. You got to find out the truth and know the truth, right? Right? Because you was dealing with somebody in your life when you was little, one of your siblings that was sadistic. It could even be your parents, but I'm focusing on a sibling right now. A sibling that you having problems with and have had problems with all of your life. One of your siblings, right? One of them, right? That needed soul support as a child. Follow me. They pretty much probably still the same. I don't know. Whoever the sibling is, the sibling beat on you, right? You was holding on to love, trying to be friends, trying to show love to your sibling, but your sibling still was coming at you for some reason. I don't know, right? It says that you was achy and it varied, right? From your sibling beating on you, and you got a skin disorder, right? Some kind of way, some kind of skin disorder, right? Purple rain, you was in deep pain, right? It says right here that love heals, love don't hurt, and your sibling was hurting you, right? It says right here about jobs, so I don't know if your parents was working, because we dealing with your sibling. Either you got a sibling that was working somewhere, or your parents was working some kind of way, anything like that, right? Okay, your sibling didn't look like you, and it says that you had to cope with it, right? And it says right here that saying I'm sorry releases the person. The person said the person was sorry some kind of way, but the person meant to do it, the person did. Here we got cope again. This person, you just had to cope with it because you was a child, right? Follow me? And it says it's all about money, right? So your parents was going to work or whatever was going on, and you was being abused home by your sibling, or your sibling was going to work some kind of way and was mad or something like that. It says, what would you do to save yourself? What would you be willing to do to save you? So you was trying to save yourself maybe because you did something, right? And so you took it out on your sibling, something like that. Well, your sibling took something out on you, right? And it's all about money. So I don't know if you stole money. I don't know if you was working somewhere and you had anger, or your loved one had anger, or your parents was working all the time or whatever. Maybe your sibling was about 14. Don't have to be. Maybe your sibling was about 14. Or maybe you was 1 and your sibling was 4. Follow me? Anything like that? Okay, let's flow. Or whoa, my broken glasses. Or your sibling, whoa. Oh no. I guess universe saying this storyline getting done. It seemed like it's trying to stop me. I kind of need my glasses though. I could see if I can do it without them. They keep dropping. But this storyline is going to go on. Okay. What's this one right here? Okay, no, I need a shuffle. Okay, here's universe. Universe wanted you to be fearless, right? Universe, speak to me and lead me to my way. You wanted God to lead you to your way, but you was little. You had to be brave in it. I'll love you forever. So whoever this sibling is, you was wanting love. You was being brave in it and still trying to hold on, right? Somebody had to go to work. One of your parents or the sibling or somebody here, work ethics, had good work ethics, maybe leaving you home with whoever. Competition in business was cruddy. Somebody had to go to work and maybe your parents left you home with whoever the sibling is. Maybe the sibling was mad because they had to watch you. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I had to lay down next to him. So some kind of way you had to lay down next to your sibling, whoever the sibling is. And we got the Mega Million mean money, so that just means that some kind of way somebody was trying to get a lot of money some kind of way to plant his or her vision, and I feel that would be your parents. Some kind of way you was groggy or your parents was groggy. Okay, we have right here that your loved one is here in spirit. Do not hold yourself hostage after death. One of your loved ones in this storyline is deceased in the spirit. Okay? It needed to be a choice as far as your home because somebody felt their time abusing you. Right? They was cheating you out of a good life by abusing you. Whoever this is, right? We got the same mother. What happened? Because your parents was focused on bills, right? I'm not tolerating you anymore. That's the parent, right, to whoever the sibling is that's hurting you, or is your sibling to you. So I can keep it that way. Your sibling to you don't want to tolerate you because you little, okay? So we have right here, this right here is the gender presence, right? Is about getting married or you gay. So we got a sibling of yours that's gay, right? Gonna come out for all eyes to see, or the storyline gonna say it. Because if you say it to them, you're gonna know their secret, whoever the sibling is, right? Okay, it says right here. Let's see. Because right now, because back then your sibling might have said, "I'm not tolerating you no more," right? Because I don't know what problem they had with you. First of all, I'm trying to figure out what the problem they had with you in the first place. They sadistic, so they like inflicting pain. We know that, right? Or it could be you right now in the present sense. I'm not tolerating you no more. So you're going to tell them about that, right? It don't have to be that, but let me just flow a little bit. Let's see. Because your sibling was starving for power. You had to make sure the person was an adult and not just look like one. So your sibling was bigger than you, acting like an adult, acting like your parent somewhat, right? Okay, and your sibling moved on it fast, right? In trying to wanted full range submission out of you. You trying to duck at times, right? You was duck worthy, trying to duck because your sibling was hot and your sibling tortured you, right? And hyped the thing up, right? Because your sibling was antsy at a place, whatever place. It wasn't your house. So maybe some kind of way your sibling had to go somewhere. So your sibling was mad. Maybe your sibling had to take you somewhere. I have no idea. I don't know right there. Flames were sparked. And you captured the flames because your sibling took it out on you. It says right here, your sibling just wanted you to brush things off. But universe said it had to be your sibling's decision. Right? And I feel your sibling's decision not to abuse you. Because your sibling was abusing you, it's saying, right? And a reasonable voice that was suitable for you now, that's suitable for you now. Because they said your sibling had to deal with a doctor and a nurse. Back then. We talking back then? You were trying to seek refuge because your sibling was posing as something your sibling wasn't. Lies took your sibling there that your sibling thought your sibling was obligated or could do what your sibling thought your sibling could do. Time capsule. Competition at the fairgrounds, that would be job, work, or anything like that. What do you think? Let's see, universe. Whoa. So far we got, like, you got a sibling that was abusing you. But I don't know really why. I know the person was sadistic, right? Like inflicting pain, but why pain on you though? Okay, is this the homosexual card? Well, I say that because the homosexual card is a card that, it don't have to be, but let me turn it over. Oh, there it is. Because I got two cards that's playing on the back. Because this one, I forgot to put something on the back. And it always come down like this, majority of the time. Okay, you got a sibling that's homosexual, right? That's hiding it, first of all, that they homosexual, whoever it is, right? Homosexual relationships also have abuse. So you got a sibling that's homosexual, right? Or they not alive right now. Either they not alive right now or they still alive. However it is, but they homosexual, right? Whoever it is, right? You hooking notes about their so-called friends, right? Because it was acting like it was love, right? When it wasn't. Okay? Either you got nervous or your sibling got nervous dealing with a pyramid, right? But universe said, your sibling had to stop. No, you had to stop the self-negative talk and be a leader, right? Seem like this coming to right now. Trying to focus when you little. Let's see something. Let me see something. I'm trying to focus on. This seems like let's see here. Let's see. Let me think for a minute. Is this still when you little? Let me see. Is it still when you little? Your leader. Pyramid of people acting like it's love. So-called friends. Hooking notes. Homosexual. It was down, so your sibling had homosexual and was hiding it, but was abused by your siblings. Somebody, your sibling was dealing with some kind of way. When they little though, it's about when you're small. Okay, let's see. Lies took your sibling there, backed in some kind of way. For your sibling to feel your sibling could abuse you, because it's feeling like your parents was at work or something. If your parents wasn't at work, your sibling had to take you everywhere with them or something, and they was angry because they like inflicting pain on you right here. You need soul support. And it's talking about jobs, so somebody was working, trying to get money or whatever. So maybe your parents was going to work and your sibling had to watch you or anything like that. Okay, let me move these for a minute so I can kind of see some more, so I can get off of here because it's your parents had to work and you had to be babysitted, and your sibling abused you because your sibling was mad. Your sibling had to be watching you, maybe. Anything like that. So let's see. I'm trying to end this one so I can do the next one. I need an end card though, universe. I need an end card. An end card. End card. I need an end card. End card, universe. Let me see this leader card. Self-negative talk. So when you were small, because this story not actually so when you were small, you had a lot of self-negative thinking and talking because of how you was treated all the way up and all the way through your life. But universe wants you to be the leader. They try to stop you from being the leader you are. You have became. So if you're looking at me, I feel you became the leader. You standing in your leadership now. But it was all about stopping you, because that's what Satan does. We got God, good and bad, trying to stop you from becoming who God wants you to be, right? So let's just flow. You was left out in the cold back then by this person. Maybe they like the color coral. You had a false imprisoned mind and a sheltered mind, right? The power to stay silent was no more. Some kind of way you said something and it says money in the bank. Stamp a name on it. So some kind of way somebody was getting money, right? Or yeah, somebody was getting money, but the power to stay silent. Either you talked or somebody talked or whatever, because you was left in the cold. Because somebody had to stop being kept up in his or her wrong because a person did plenty good, right? Okay. Look at this, because you needed, not you, but somebody, your sibling, somebody in the household, your parents or somebody. Let me just say the card. he will feed me, right? Throwing things against the wall, being all upset, he will feed me. Because the person do plenty good, right? Maybe the person worked or something and was bringing money in, I don't know. Stop keeping this person up in his wrong, right? Because you need him to feed you, something like that. Not you, I'm saying, because you was a little child. But somebody gonna not be silent and open up about something. Having a false and present mind and a sheltered mind. Because you was left out in the cold as a child some kind of way. Because money was coming, constantly coming. So maybe you was just getting abused and somebody was collecting money and not doing anything about it. Okay? Somebody gonna say, maybe say something, right? And then somebody else gonna say me too, like it's a joke. Like you sit and say something happened to you by your sibling and another sibling and say, me too, that happened to me too. Anything like that, right? Why must you tear me down? Your sibling was tearing you down to build your sibling up. Okay, is that it? Okay. It was out of control, charging to the account. Some kind of way, things was being brought, I guess, as far as your home or whatever was going on here. I don't know. It got out of control, or money had to be put out maybe for this person. I don't know. Medical bills, whatever kind of bills or whatever. Because universe was saying it was time to see, maybe for your parents to see, because you was a little child, I guess, or maybe it's time for you to see. I don't know. Because you wanted somebody to come see about you. Because I feel like right here, since you little and all, I feel your parents was gambling too much with this thing, right? And whoever it is needed to be checked, right? Because it say you know something, and it was obvious that your parents knew something and the person who was abusing you knew something, right? Because you was being molded into what you was not, because God wanted you to be this right here. A leader, right? But when it was all over with you growing up, you was like this, saying negative things about yourself ever since you was young, because of dealing with people that's sadistic and people that got problems with themselves. So universe says stop. You got to start seeing that what others are doing to you, right? To keep you stuck. So when you little, you don't see what they doing to keep you stuck because you little, you don't know, right? Okay, but you can see it now in your life, right, as an adult. You starting to stand up against abuse. I feel this is you as an adult now, right here. Maybe this you as an adult. I feel, okay. I feel this probably when you're an adult. University stand up against abuse. I feel that you as an adult. We closing this one down evidently. You have a choice to stand up against abuse of yourself, right? It's a adoption. Sometimes become a monster and somebody blaming somebody because somebody is adopted or something about adopted. Now, adoption can sometimes be a monster. Okay, so either your sibling got put somewhere in adoption and foster care, or your sibling is adopted, anything like that. But evidently I feel you don't know your sibling adopted, or you don't know your sibling was in foster care, put somewhere, right? Okay, it says for you to save some money, right? And do you love your wife? So do you love your wife with this is you in the present as an adult. So if you have a wife, do you love your wife? Or if you have a husband, do you love your husband? And it says that somebody was tearing you down. This is you in the present, tearing you down to build Helma herself up throughout the years, right? Some kind of way, you say whatever you say and a person just take it for a joke and say, yeah, me too. Not taking you serious, not respecting you, right? Because you had a sheltered mind at one time with this person and an imprisoned mind with the sibling of yours, right? But the power to stay silent is no more for you with this person. Not a Korean, but how your sibling look. Because it says right here, you had to stop holding this person up in his or her wrong because this person did plenty of good, right? Because he will feed you, because this person used to give and do things for you, right? Throwing things against this person, get hot at times, right? Temper. This person like the color coral, but left you out in the cold, or you gonna have to leave this person out in the cold, your sibling, right? Because some kind of way, universe was wanting you to see, or you was wanting your sibling to see, anything like that. I'm talking about in the present. Your sibling wants you to come see about him or her, or you wanted your sibling to come see about you, anything like that. Because it's obvious that your sibling knows something, or you know something, right? And it says right here that your sibling was gambling too much, or you was gambling too much. You needed to be checked, or your sibling needed to be checked. We talking about the present right now. Your sibling ran something up, and it was out of control, or you did in the present, right? Okay. It could be past, but still it had to be like 2000. It wouldn't be like when you was a baby. See what I'm saying? It had to be in the last year, maybe, anything like that. The last couple of years, maybe. Because your sibling wanted money in the bank, right? And then we had this card right here. You was being molded to what you are really not, right? And you had to start to see what others was doing to keep you stuck, right? Yeah. Is that it? Okay, that's it for you, right? So this in the present. You had to open up and talk and see what your relative was doing, your sibling was doing to keep you stuck. Because when you was little, evidently your sibling was abusing you. When you was little, your sibling was abusing you. Physical, when you was little. But it says your sibling is homosexual, but nobody knows it. With this card, it's hidden. You got the so-called friends, gathering up information as far as the so-called friends. Yeah, but it was hyped up, beating you. Okay, it said the Commodore, right? So got antsy at a place. So at a place for you, right? Is at a place, right? School, any place, somewhere you was, right? Wasn't home with that card. It was someplace. Okay, let's see. Let me do another one.